Ben here with Ben Makes Data Easy. Today I'm going to show you a very cool trick that you can do with Power BI and actually with SQL Server or SQL Server Management Studio, so SSMS. Am I saying that right? SQL Server Management Studio. Tongue twister there. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is you can create a visual and actually get the DAX query behind it that's making the visual. Then you can reuse that query and run that query in, let's say, something like SSMS. So let's get started. So I have a Power BI. I'm actually in the service. I'm just on a blank report right now. I'm just going to drop in maybe a table. Let's actually do a table here. Keep this simple. And I'm just going to put in some values in this table. Very simple. Um, we can see some counts there. It's doing some aggregation. I'm going to keep it as is. We don't have to go far with this one. So again, what I'm trying to show you is how we can use Performance Analyzer in Power BI. With that, we can actually get the query, the DAX query from that, and then we can take that query and easily run it within something like SQL Server Management Studio. Even in the DAX query view within your Power BI service, you could do the same thing here. Just makes the ability to kind of make that table more portable a lot easier. So I opened up the Performance Analyzer here. I'm going to start recording. I'm going to refresh my visuals. And what that does is it actually gives me my DAX query that's making up this visual. So I'm going to take that DAX query, I'm going to go to SSMS, and then I can connect to the database that is where that query is generated from. I can show you that a little bit. I'm not going to go too far, but I'm using an analysis services connection. The server name I can get off my workspace, and then that actually brings up all of the PBI semantic models that exist on that workspace, and then I can run this query off that. I'm going to jump back to Salesforce Performance. I wanted to see what model that is off of, and then I can do new query. We'll do DAX, and if everything works correctly, I should be able to run this right in SSMS then. Okay, so I'm going to drop that query in there. Couple things to pay attention to. Let's see, it does have the top end. So you can, like if your table is going to be larger than that, you can expand that so you get more information there. So I'm going to run this and I get the export. And this is essentially the same layout that we would have got in that query here. Laid out within SSMS. So if you're not familiar with writing DAX queries, but you're good at making matrices or tables with your Power BI, you can actually use that table and make a DAX query out of it. In some instances, I've used that to kind of in a combination with a Python script to take maybe snapshots of measures and kind of store them in different maybe databases. So there's a lot you can start doing with this. It makes it really portable. And lastly, I did say like you can run this query in other areas as well. So I don't have to just run this in SSMS. I can actually go into my workspace. I'll go, I'm not going to save any changes there. I'll go into the specific semantic model that I generated that query from. And then there's also this write DAX query feature. This is right in the service. We can essentially run that same DAX query in this area too to bring back that same table. Hope you enjoyed this. Just kind of a quick feature, kind of a cool, crazy feature that I hope you might use someday. All right, have a great day, people. Talk to you later.